This old Trane system has officially reached the end of the road, and today we're replacing it with something that most homeowners have never even heard of. It's the 2-ton Mikey Pipes powered by ACiQ side discharge inverter heat pump, but it's actually much bigger than the big name brands everyone knows. By the end of this video, you'll see the entire installation, why we chose this system, what challenges we ran into, and whether it's really worth making the switch. Are you ready? Let's go! What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. Monday, June 22nd, 2026. It's 5 minutes to 8 here in the great state of New York. Now, we're in the village of Hewlett Harbor, and there's a strict village ordinance that says any trade work cannot begin until 8 a.m. So we have about 4 minutes to get rocking and rolling here with this ancient Trane R22 outdoor cooling only system. This is gonna be awesome today, by the way. It really is. We're gonna be taking out this Trane and putting in my own private label system powered by ACiQ. It's gonna be awesome. Damn, man. This thing, 21 years old. Damn. Damn! Ladies and gentlemen, right now I am pumping down the refrigerant into the condensing coil, 1.3.80 psi. That's closed. We're in negative pressure now. And basically what we're doing is we're taking the refrigerant that's in the line set and the evaporator coil and dumping it all into this outdoor condensing unit. This is called pumping down the system. Sometimes you can get away with this. Sometimes you can't, but we are pumped down. Look at that, negative 4.6 psi. Not too shabby. Wow, look at how my wall mount bracket matches the color of the house. That's awesome. It really is awesome. What's going to be even more awesome is this cool outdoor side discharge AC and heating unit. It's going to rest right on top of there, a couple feet off of grade. Won't have to worry about snow or none of that. We have a center of 26. I think we should be good right there. Yep, move that over a little bit more. Boom, boom. Perfect. 26 on center. Let's get a couple more bolts holding this bracket to the wall and get this unit up high. That's right, baby. I manhandled this. Me, myself, and I. Beautiful. Look at that. It is 8:28. Hi, Derek.
Hi.
The young HVAC goat. Look at all that nasty.
In 20 minutes, the air handler and condenser are both out. Like, that's already really fast.
It's not too shabby, huh? There's the air handler. There's the evaporator coil. There's the outdoor condensing unit. Here's the new one. The new outdoor unit is ready on the wall.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Still going up the stairs?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the old condensing unit is gone. I cut out some of the 7/8 line set that was feeding that 2-ton condensing unit. 7/8 is also up at the air handler where Daniel's working right now. I'm going to tackle right now the disconnect. If you take a look, let me show you what they did here. All right, we have 2 lines coming in from the wall, coming out of the back of that bottom right hand corner of the disconnect panel, and one line is feeding 240 volts to our outdoor unit, and the other line is going up to our air handler. We're going to take this box out. We'll make that junction again inside of our new disconnect panel, and get shown the road here. Let's go identify the circuit. Old air handler, master bedroom. So there's only one thing that is identified here. And these other ones, oh, 1.5 ton, 4 and 6. See that one? Do you think, really? Maybe. Let's go see. All right, let's double check our voltage. L1, L2 to ground. Nothing. Nothing. Now these two, which go to the air handler. Nothing. Nothing. And to ground. Nothing. Okay, perfect. Now I can work on replacing this disconnect panel with my surge protection device, the Mikey Pipes NPSPD01. You're gonna love it, guys, if you haven't seen it before. Look at this, guys. Every single screw on this straightener doodad is loose. Every single one. I was trying to straighten out that 3/8 line set coming from the attic, and I'm like, why is it like moving around jiggly like that? But I guess after a year of use, not even a year of use, because come on, we don't do this in the wintertime. Well, we did a couple, but every single one is loose. Now, why are they using Allen keys? That's a great question. Why don't they use Phillip? Why don't you use like a Phillip bit? Oh, man. And I forgot what HVAC influencer I saw had this first, but I used his referral link and I bought it. All right, and I love it. I wish they had it for 3/4, but the thing would be the size of like a Volkswagen Beetle. All right, now look, that one's missing one. Oh, man. All right, they're all tightened up now. So this is how this works. See? And it straightens out the pipe. Oh, I'm doing it from out here, huh? Okay.
You
ready for the pipe wiper?
Yeah. Which one? You're doing a suction line first?
We're doing the 7/8. You ready? Here we go.
Hold on, give me a second.
Oh.
Are you good?
Did it come out?
No.
Oh.
Okay, it came out.
Does it look clear?
Send like a couple more.
Send a couple more. Why? Is it oily? Derek?
Huh?
Is it oily?
It's oily.
It's oily. Okay. We'll do a couple more. All right. We use the pipe wiper here, these little piggies, to clear our 7/8 and our 3/8 line. So we flushed, basically all the oil dry and clean from the line set. I'm going to make a bend now from there to there and swoop into our connection right there. Power's restored. If I flick this bad boy on, we have power there, and that lights up. So we are good. Surge protection device is illuminated because it has power. This surge protection device comes in and then it goes to the breaker. So we have literally a premium insurance policy with this device. I handcrafted myself. My next version, it's going to be called the Mikey Pipes SPD Model 02, is all going to be inside the box. So we're going to have power range monitor and shut-off protection with surge protection all in one box. And it's going to have an on-off button to turn it on and off. And it's really going to be awesome. So if you're interested in that, head on over to mikeypipes.com/shop. They start at $175 and 100% of proceeds go to my nonprofit. All right. We are center, 20 inches. Let's get 20 inches here. Right there. Perfect. Let's put a bend on that. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Excellent. Sweet. Look at that. That is sexy. Okay, let's get rid of this cover and make another bend and flare and be good. Alright, I'm using the ACiQ automatic flaring tool on the 3/8. I got my flare nut in place. Let's see how we did. Beautiful. Now, that's going to go right there. Oh, did I make it too long? Yeah, I made it too long. Ah, shucks. Alright, where is my mini tubing cutter? There it is. You know what's crazy about this ACiQ tubing cutter? There's no groove to cut off just the flare. It's weird. It's weird they don't give you the groove on the wheel. You know what I mean? Set that right there. Take two. See how that looks. Beautiful. Okay. All right. It's been a hot minute since I recorded some content for you. I finished up the 3/8. Could have done a little bit better, but now I'm working on the 3/4. I already made 2 bends with my ACiQ bender. I deburred the pipe. And now we're going to take a 7/8 by 3/4 ZoomLock reducing coupling, and that's going to go right there. Before I do that, let's get the piece of Armorflex on here. Beautiful. Beautiful. A little bit too long there, but let's just cut. Just cut right there. My knife was sharp earlier today, but I don't like tearing it. It doesn't look nice when you tear it. It looks like it was torn, you know? So I'd like to use a knife. Now I'll take that reducing coupling. She's all the way in there. Get you. I gotta clean that. Stand by. All right, beautiful. Now we're gonna deburr this pipe. I didn't do it before because I thought I was gonna cut it back a little bit, but get those little shadings out of there. Beautiful. Okay. Not too shabby. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing. Out. What the hell? There you go. Seven eighths. Right there. There you go. Excellent. Let's pull that over there. Right. We'll put a little bit of that black line set tape there, and that looks sweet. All right, I have almost everything done out here except pressure test. Finishing up the control wiring. To communicate from the indoor and outdoor, we're using 2 wires. They're labeled terminals S1, S2. There is no voltage here. This is strictly data communication. It's RS485, if I'm not mistaken. That's the data communication method that they use here. So RS485? Yeah, 485. No, it's right there actually. And polarity does make a difference. It does say non-polarity there, but polarity does make a difference. It's in the manual, actually says that. So there's S1, S2. Power's done, surge protection is done, line set is done. All we got to do now is maybe put a couple ties there, you know, little straps, clamps, straps, pipe straps, yeah. Not drill into anything inside there. You know what? I forgot to torque this. I just hand tightened it a little bit with the wrench. Okay, good. Now see, this one's got to go on number, there you go. Make sure I'm in there good. I like this torque wrench, by the way. Okay, perfect. Wow, that looks awesome. All right, folks, it's that time of the game. Let's pull these Schrader core tools out of the tool bag. Let's get those core valves out. I already loosened up the service port caps. The service port valve caps, sorry, on the high and low side. We're going to take out that valve core right now. There it is. Let's get the other one out. Where is it? Why that didn't go back with it is unknown to me. Why is this always sticking? I don't get it. It's always sticking. Beautiful. I was reading in the comments on one of my videos, ACiQ install videos last week, where a HVAC contractor purchased a Extreme or Extreme Plus outdoor unit, and there was oil everywhere. It happens, right? It has personally never happened to me where you have oil all inside the casing. That means something ruptured, something leaked out, obviously, right? So if you get a damaged piece of equipment, regardless of where it's from, you reach out to the point of purchase. In this case, it's the manufacturer, right? Because ACiQ sells direct, and that's how these pieces of equipment are so reasonably priced, because you're cutting out the middleman. You're cutting out the distributor. You're cutting out all of those people, all those salaries when you buy direct from the manufacturer. Imagine if you could buy directly from Carrier or Trane or, God forbid, Lennox, right? If you're able to buy directly from them, it's going to be significantly cheaper. Facts, right? So if you get a damaged piece of equipment, reach out to your rep and have them send you a new one. It's not a big deal, guys. Shit happens. But I was reading the comments of an earlier video, and there was oil everywhere. Don't bother even trying to install it, folks. Just get a new one and get the job done. Easy peasy. All right, right now it is 10:37. I'm ready to pressure test. I have my nitrogen tank set to 350 psi on the regulator. I have both core valves removed from both service ports. I have my field piece Schrader core removal tool on my suction and my discharge. I have my climate class digital probe on the suction side, service port on the Schrader core valve removal tool. Blah, that's a tongue twister. Wiring is complete. Let me just double check with Daniel that we're good to put pressure in the system, and let's do a quick little nitrogen test. All right, vacuum pump is on. Right now I'm just doing one side of the system, the 3/4 going to 7/8, 2900 microns and dropping. You know what? Let me just close this off and do both. Skyrocketing pressure. All right, let's see how we're doing here with the vacuum. 79, and she turned off, of course. $11.80. This makes $11.85. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Man. That one says 78. And this one says 1150, 1165, 1170. That one's all over the place. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 2 different micron gauges, 2 different readings. 78, she ain't moving for quite some time. Let me close off this valve there. Let's close off this one there. 840, 850, and we know we're well above 500, but I just want to see if she starts dropping down. 864, 863, perfect. 862, perfect. 861, beautiful. So let's just keep pulling more of a deeper vacuum here. Open, open. This micron gauge, watch, if I take this off, what happens? Well, at least it's accurate to test atmosphere. Man, makes no sense. And it turned off. Why would it turn off doing a vacuum? Come on. Let's experiment here a little bit. We're going to close this valve. Okay, let's turn this one back on. Guys, I am doing what you guys love not to do in the field, but we're making such great time right now. I just want to see what happens. Let's open up that valve. 3, 200, 220, 210, 190, 180, 170, 160. Why is it at that? You know what? Let's just see something here. Why are you going? Why you stop it? How do I shut it up? That says 15.2, 15, 14 microns. See? That one says 212. That one says 13, 12.8, 12.7. Why? Why do they constantly want to mess with me? All right, folks. It is 15 minutes after 11 in the morning here. I just want to go over a couple things. I install ACiQ products to help build my brand in my community. Out of the box, there's nothing on this unit that identifies as a carrier or a Trane or anything. Your own brand goes on this system. You can use the stickers that comes in the box, or you can have ACiQ develop your own private label. Throw it right on there, now it's yours. We got a lot of different sizes. We have 18, 24, 30, 36, 48, and 60. Every single unit uses the same exact line set diameters. We have 3/4 and 3/8. So the days of using 7/8 with a 60, 5-ton or 4-ton 48 is in the past. Every system uses a 3/4 and 3/8 line set. If you're good with soft copper, ACR tubing, you'll be able to use no brazing rig to, braze anything together. We use ZoomLock here and there, but as you can see, we did that ZoomLock fitting there at 7/8 to 3/4, and then we made a nice little piece with a bend there and a bend there, and right into our service valve. Really came out really, really nice. But keep that in mind. You're gonna need a torque wrench to make sure you tighten those down to the right pounds to make sure you have no leaks. But guys, the only reason why I take out the nitrogen now is to do a pressure test. I don't braze anymore. It's just there's no fire watch, there's less liability, and when there's less liability, you know that you're safe, you're covered, you're good. All right, let's see what we got now. 8.67, and that one is still 300 and dancing between 344 and 345. She's been vacuuming down for about half an hour now. If I close this valve here and this one there, let's see what that jumps up to. This thing beeps like crazy. Our other Micron gauge is 590 and still climbing, but 76.4. I don't get this. I really don't get this. Why I have 630 microns on my 3/8 and 76.4 and not moving on my 3/4 leads me to believe that there's something going on with either the tools that we're using or the line set or the equipment. It just makes no sense. 76.4. Still sitting there. Actually went down, look at that. That's a nice tight and dry system. Moving over here, 700. Anyway, we're gonna do this one more time. I'm gonna open up the surface valves. I'm gonna do the liquid first and then the suction. Come on. There you go. Sometimes you gotta wiggle a little bit. Cool. Now, let's wiggle it out of there. Come on. There you go. Perfect. All right, let's put the Schrader core valves back in. Close, open. A little bit of coming out of there. Slowly open. Good. No leaks. Let's take off this valve core tool and then do the 3/8 liquid side. There's the valve. I don't get it why this thing is so hard to slide around. Okay, we're going to push the plunger in, push it into place, turn, close, take this off, we get that little of refrigerant and a little bit of oil, slowly open, perfect. Thought I heard something there for a second. Take this off. Okay, let's get those red caps back on. Beautiful. We're gonna have to add a little refrigerant to the system. All right, let's start cleaning up. I don't get it why people wrap the extension cords around their forearm and their elbow. They wrap it like a sailor. I see that. I even see one of my guys doing it too, by the way. Wrapping a hose, wrapping the extension cord, sorry, like a sailor. If you do it this way and you spin this, it lines up perfectly. See that? Let's unplug. Let's put that back where it was. Beautiful. Okay, now let's wrap this up. Let's get tank of 454B from the truck and fire up. And that's how you do it, folks. All right, it is 11:33. Yep, we have our control board 00 standby. We have our power management device. Really not really showing much of anything there, right? Just 0 watts. Just basically in standby mode. Not using anything. Right now the thermostat is system weight, so we'll give that a minute to get itself in order and have a call for cooling, and then watch this bad boy fire up. Can't wait, very exciting. All right, folks, after an incredible long delay with the thermostat, we finally have that call for cooling. There's our condenser fan motor. We're using 58 watts and climbing. 105. Look how whisper quiet she is, folks. Let's give this a few minutes to ramp up, and then I'm going to show you the digital display on the Mikey Pipes surge protection device. Let's have some fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, system is up and running. Take a look at the whisper quiet operation. Right now I'm approximately, I don't know, about 6 feet away from the front of the unit. Side discharge, so in heating and cooling mode, you're going to have air being thrown out the front, just like a ductless mini split system is. But with the ACiQ systems, at the completion of every cycle, the fan stops, runs in reverse, and cleans that gold plated fin in the back of inside of the unit. Beautiful. If you're an HVAC contractor licensed in the United States and you sign up to become a dealer at ACiQ, they will offer to design for free your own label, just like they did mine. I have 1/2-inch Liquidite feeding my line voltage, 240 volts coming in, and also my communication wire, protecting it from the elements. Model serial number. Right here, I designed some cool Got ACiQ I Do stickers. Scan that QR code with your smart device, your tablet, your phone, and it'll bring you to the landing page at aciq.com/Mikey Pipes. You can sign up to become a dealer. This is all powered and monitored by my surge protection device that I hand make right here in Woodmere, New York. Under the hood, which is all plastic, waterproof design, we have a circuit breaker for on and off. It does do 63 amps. I'm not using it for that. I'm just using it for on and off. And we have our display grid showing all of the data. Right now we're at 3.909 amps of power at a little under 1,000 watts. That's what you hear, by the way. See, you hear others. You don't hear ours. Right? We're a power factor of 1, and we're at 250.4 volts, 60 hertz. We have a made in the United States surge protector for both L1, L2. So this is monitoring our power, protecting against the surge, and we're monitoring our voltage. So right now we're ramping up a little bit. Looks like we're at 1,020 watts, a little over 4 amps of power, running in cooling mode. Now, I am still 6 feet away, right? You don't hear that. You hear this. If you're an HVAC contractor, I say this all the time during my ACiQ installs, stop promoting other brands that you have to pay a ton of money for to become a FAD, a factory authorized dealer. You could be a factory authorized dealer for ACiQ and pay nothing for that privilege. And you buy direct. And you save tons of money in the equipment and increasing your bottom line, and you can offer your clients high performance, high efficiency, fully communicating, inverter-driven compressor, side discharge. And it cleans after every cycle. And I gotta tell you, for $34 a month, we'll guarantee the system for life. For life. That's impressive. And that's ACiQ, the new way to buy AC.